Hey everyone, Mike Craig here with Gelb Music with Eric Bateman from Mackie, and wow, finally we have it. It's here, the DL1608. Well, I don't want to spoil all the surprises, so we'll let you kind of go into all the details, but it's quite impressive.
So it's just the general basics. It's a 16-channel mixer. That's 16 mic inputs. The last 4 are combo mic line with quarter-inch inputs, and it's iPad controllable, wireless. Every channel's got a bunch of bells and whistles. Why don't we get into some of the specifics? Take a look at it.
All right, cool.
So we've got 16 Onyx Mic Preamps. These are our studio quality, top-of-the-line preamps that Mackie makes. We've got 2 XLR outputs for your mains, and then we've got 6 aux outputs that could be used for stage monitors or effect sends or even in-ear monitors. We'll get back to the specifics of that in a second.
All right, so we got this great looking board here. I mean, it's an iPad.
Yeah, it's an iPad. All the control here is done on the iPad. I've got some playback going from iTunes into the output there.
Oh, very cool.
So just so you can see it, it does actually pass signal. Your basic controls of a mixer are all here. You've got your fader levels, your pan left and right.
Yep.
Takes a little getting used to some of the tricks, like double clicking will zero that out.
That's pretty easy though.
No, double clicking there is normal. They call this grow and glow, where it gets bigger and you can kind of see what you're controlling even if you move. So you got some cool controls there, and again it's 16 faders as well as the reverb, delay, and then playback from the iPad. Every input has a 4-band fully parametric EQ. The bottom and top bands are shelving by default, but you can also turn them into normal bells if you want.
Nice. I like the little icon changes with what you're doing as you're doing it.
And if you want to zero it out, just double tap it again. It's pretty intuitive for iPad. You know, you can either make the width change here, or you can actually pinch it, and it's more. There you go.
Oh, cool.
So it's got some iPad friendly, you know, if you've used an iPad before, so a lot of this user interface stuff is just going to be very natural.
Yep.
You've also got a high pass filter, it goes all the way up to 700 cycles. You have to actually turn it on, but once you do.
All right, cool.
So you can use that to filter out, you know, a lot of instruments don't need any of that low rumble and it'll really clean up a mix.
Yep.
So there's your EQ, and you can of course invert the phase here. You can just flip it there. Now you've got your gate.
Oh, your gate and your compressor right there. That's awesome.
You can change the range on your gate, so you're not, you know, fully gating it out. The drummer gates that everybody really loves. Your compressor here has some similar features, graphical as well as slider. But you can also go in. You can say 51.4. No, I want it to be, you know, negative 20. 0.5, and it'll get very specific on that. In fact, you know, that's a really big feature here too. If you're EQing out a monitor and you've got a really problem frequency, you know, maybe that maybe it's you know, I know that problem frequency is 1827. You can enter it in exactly right there, and it rounds it off there. But you get the idea.
That's great, because I've had times where weird hums happening, and how do you get rid of that? And
you can perfectly dial it in. Now I'm flipping vertically here to go through the EQ and the gate.
Right.
You can also get to the reverb and delay sends. Again, flipping vertically there, and you can just tap your tempo for the delay.
Oh,
kind of cool. You got a couple different types of delay that you can pick from, a couple reverb ambiances, and you know, this is the sends for this channel as well as the volume. This is sort of a channel view of that one channel. Now if you flip horizontally, you get the next channel. So this is channel 2 down here. And then this is channel 3 and channel 4.
Right.
And again, it's that same thing. So I just want to work with the EQs for each of these channels. So now you're on channel 6.
So these are each channel specific.
Exactly. These are channel-specific EQs.
That's great.
And you can go back to the mixer to get a bigger overview of the entire mix. There's also snapshots. So, you know, I've set up a little gig here. Hopefully you can see it on the iPad. But the second act here, I can just recall that setting. And now you've got
you're
all
back
these
at your
settings.
club. Everybody's
exactly. Yeah. The second band's up, and then you can recall your third one right there.
Or if you're
and now you've got those settings up as well. And that gives you a chance to you know, do a sound check, save those settings, and then later on you can come back and you know, recall them, and you've got everything that you had a couple hours ago.
It's nice that it gives you the ability to put icons too.
Yeah, you can choose the icons.
That's kind of cool, just to
lots of different icons to choose
visually
from.
look at it, you know, and
yeah,
see what it
or
is.
if you want, you can even you know, use the camera and shoot a photo. It won't work right now because, you know, it's docked.
Oh, cool.
But that's the other thing is that this will work wirelessly, so you can take this and smile for me.
Hi.
All right. And there's the picture of Mike that I just shot right there, and now Mike's on channel 4.
Oh, very cool.
See that. So it's pretty cool, and of course wirelessly now you can walk around the venue. You can still mix. You can still change all those settings.
Yeah.
Now the iPad playback isn't working because the iPad playback and recording only works when the unit is docked.
Okay.
But once that happens, and it'll synchronize for just 1 second. Now that you're up and synchronized,
that was quick.
That was really quick.
Now
you go back over to your music, and you can hit play again. Go back to your Master Fader app. It'll sync for just 1 second, and we should have playback. Was it? I might, because we're on the off of the network again. That might not work. But point being is that you can also record the main output here. You can get a lot of different results, but
cool.
being able to wirelessly pull the mixer out, float around the venue, have multiple iPads controlling, you know, monitor mixes, things like that. It's pretty handy.
You also mentioned about saving some cash for those that need to run say a snake to the back of the room or for monitors. This is a
great option too. You know, because all the inputs are on the back of the unit here, you could have this be on the stage, and then this will be, you know, either locked down with a second iPad, or you can have just the main iPad, and then you don't need to run all those connections to a mixer in front of the house. You can just take the iPad.
Yeah, that's just super. I mean, how did we sound out front? Now you can just take out front and make your tweaks that way. It makes sense, and it's really so simple.
The other thing we didn't mention, but every output has a 31 band graphic EQ. You can do your typical smiley face, or I'm more of a you know, flatten it out and then maybe with, you know, boost the high end. But more importantly, again, ringing out problem frequencies, or adjusting for the shape of a room. And if you need to default that out, there you go, it's flat again. As well as a compressor on every output, so that you can either set it up as a hard, you know, hard attack, slow release, high ratio, you know, limiter kind of thing to protect your speakers, or you could use it just to thicken up a mix. You know, whatever makes sense for you.
What's pretty impressive is that when you look at your normal board, you're gonna all have to share one reverb or share all the compressor. You know, and here you're getting individual, which is it's really huge.
Now the reverb and delay are not individual to the channel; they're for the whole mixer, but it still sends. But for the compression settings,
compression EQ, really EQ compression. That's awesome.
Yep.
All right,
cool.
That's great. All right, well, I imagine there's more videos online on this.
There's plenty more videos online. Gelb Music is one of the exclusive Bay Area distributors of this. You're going to be the first guys to get it.
Okay.
So, you know, there's going to be a lot of demand. We had a few ship initially, and you guys are some of the few people who have them right now. So if anybody wants to check this out, come down to Gelb Music. It's one of the few places where you'll be able to see it.
Excellent. We'll load up some other videos and hook you up right to Mackie's site, where they've obviously done a great job on some other videos, goes into a little bit more detail. If you have any questions, please contact us here at Gelb.